The situation in Syria seems to be changing. For much of the 2-year civil war there, the question was when, not if, President Bashar al-Assad would lose power. But now his position seems to be strengthening, thanks largely to outside support. Loveday Morris is covering that for us from neighboring Lebanon, joins us now by Skype. Loveday, good to see you. One of the main outside forces has been Hezbollah, the Lebanon-based group that's more associated usually with conflict with Israel. What is their role now in Syria, and why now? Why are they joining this at this point?
Well, we've seen basically a phased build-up of their involvement for a while now. Hezbollah are a highly trained guerrilla force. The Assad army don't have those kind of skills. They're trained for street-to-street, house-to-house combat, which is the kind of fighting we're seeing in Syria.
What's the role that Russia's playing?
Well, Russia, obviously, we've seen them continue to arm the regime. We have the contracts for the S-300s, which have been highly controversial. Putin's saying today that they haven't arrived yet. If and when they do, that will be a huge issue for Israel, potentially draws them further in. They've said that there's no way they're going to let those missiles become operational.
Those are ground-to-air missiles. Why are they so important to Israel?
Important to Israel because, well, it's one of the most advanced surface-to-air missile systems in the world. They have a range of about 125 miles, which is about the distance from Damascus to Tel Aviv. So just for Syria to have that kind of technology there, is hugely worrying for them. Also, Israel's massive concern always with weapons technology in the region is that it's going to be passed to Hezbollah, which is obviously a group that, a long-standing enemy. That's a huge concern for them.
One of the concerns at this point seems to be that this civil war could turn into a larger regional conflict. What would that look like? What are the next couple steps that we would be worried about happening if it were to expand regionally?
Well, I'd say it already is really expanding regionally. On the ground in Syria, it's increasingly a sectarian war and a proxy war. You have, Iran and the Alawites and the Shia, and on the other side you have the Sunnis being armed by the Qataris and Saudi. But especially with the involvement of Hezbollah, it makes it a cross-border conflict, really.
I hate to frame this too much as a horse race, but just so we understand, the guys kind of set up this discussion as it looked like it was a question of when, not if, Assad would fall. Now he seems to be in a position of more strength. Is he now seemingly on a path to victory that's going to be hard to stymie, or are we more at even now? Where does that balance of power sit?
I think, although the regime seem more confident, and there seems to be an increased push on quite a few fronts, they haven't really made significant gains on the ground. Those strategic gains on the battlefield haven't really happened yet. It will be interesting to see whether, with the increased involvement of Hezbollah, also we're seeing new weaponry and new technology on the battlefield, Iranian technology, Russian technology. It will be interesting to see if that does mean that they can build this momentum, but at the moment it looks like, things are going to be going on for a while.
Okay, Loveday Morris covering it for us from Beirut, Lebanon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.